Okay, so today I am installing an empirical in-car reversing camera on this Volkswagen Crafter, which is a 2018 model. So this camera is suitable for the 2018 to 2020 models from Volkswagen. It will probably also work in the man vans as well, but I've got a VW Crafter. And yeah, basically I'm going to show you exactly what's in the box, and then we're going to fit it in the glove box and run it all the way through to the back of the van and get the camera fixed on the back. Okay, so in the box you've got your camera interface module, which is going to go in the glove box and control it. We have all the cables which we need to tie up within the glove box as well. So that's that one. These ones also, I'm not exactly sure how they work, but we'll figure it out as we go. This is the cable that's going to run all the way from the front of the van to the back of the van. So we've got that. And then in here is the camera itself, which is going to mount on the reversing light on the back of the van. So we've got some tools and a fitting template. That again is for the back of the van. And the same again there, that's to cut through the roof of the van to fit it on the back. Some instructions here as well, which might come in handy. But yeah, we're going to get started in the glove box first of all. All right, so either side of the glove box, there are two little bits that you need to push it in. And then the glove box will drop down. Push them in, drop the glove box down. And then you need a T20 bit. And there's 5 screws around the radio unit, which you need to take out. Okay, last one. And then this radio unit should come out, which it has done there. Pull that out. Okay, so once you've got the unit out, what you want to do is remove 2 of the plugs. You want to remove this big one here and also the pink plug over there. So remove this one, there's a flap, which I'm struggling to do with one hand, that you've got to lift up, as you can see there. I need to use 2 hands. Take that out, and then the pink one as well. So that was a little bit fiddly, but now you can see a bit better because I've taken this out. So this plug came out of here, and I've taken the little pink plug off of there as well. Okay, so once you got them off, you want to get this bad boy, and what you want to do is connect the female end into the unit, connect the male end onto the bit that you took off. So I'll do that next. Okay, so that is now connected, and when I connected them, I heard the fan start to go in the radio unit here. Next up though, you want to grab this bit, and what you're going to do is connect this end here into the unit itself. Then the other end, the other green end, you're going to connect to the pink bit which you took out, and then you'll be left with this blue bit, which we'll play with later. They're connected, as you can see, 1, 2, just there. And what I'm left with now is the blue end on the end of this, and I've got a white section and that. So I've got 3 points left, and it doesn't say anything in the instructions, but obviously I've got this interface here, so I think it's pretty obvious that the blue needs to go into the blue, the white there needs to go into the white. I don't think that's going to be used. And then this is the end that connects onto the cable. It's going to run all the way to the back of the van. So I'll get the interface connected, and then we'll try running the cable, see if the camera works. Okay, so there you go. Power and LVDS connected to the interface. We had power when I turned it on because the lights came on. I guess they've gone off now because the van's not turned on, but yeah, that should be working. And instead of running the cable all the way to the back of the van now, what I'm going to do is just connect the camera just here, just to make sure that everything's working before I put all that back and start working my way to the back of the van. Okay, so there we go. This is the cable that runs to the back. I've got it connected here to this unit, and I've got it connected to the camera. So now I'm going to go and turn the van on, see if we get anything on the monitor. We've turned her on. Let's put her in reverse and see what happens. Hey, there we go. Obviously it's not looking correct because the camera's just sat down there, but yeah, it's working. So happy days. We've got our lines, we've got the overview, bird's eye view, sorry, there as well. All right, happy days. I think it's time to try and pack that away, pull the cable around the back, and then get it fixed on the back of the van. All right, so before pulling this cable around to the back of the van, what I needed to do, or what you have to do, is get these cables and the module underneath the dash. So what I did was disconnect those 2 from the module, push them down the back, as you can see here, because this is all going to go back in there. Got a feel down there, managed to get them out the bottom, plug them back in. So now I've got space to put this main radio unit back in there, close the glove box, and then we'll be able to work on the getting the main cable to the back. Okay, so you've missed about 45 minutes to an hour of me messing around with this, because it was an absolute bitch to get it all back in there. Really struggled to get all the cables back in there, but it's in now. Better hope that it all still works, so I don't want to have to take it out to change anything and then struggle to get it back in again. But yeah, just tighten all the screws and then we'll be good to go. Okay, so this thing is listed as, and they say it's plug and play. To be fair, the electrical side is pretty much plug and play, but I've really struggled to get that back in there, and it's literally taken me about half an hour, 45 minutes to do. And now the next job is to take this grab bar off of here, which I've already done, and then try and figure out how to remove this section without damaging it, and then pulling the cable up and around here and towards the back. Tuck my finger in there and got a grip of that. Obviously being careful not to break it, and I also don't really want to take too much of it off because I don't want to struggle to get it back on. But okay, so I wasn't able to get the whole section off, as you can see. It's got a section off at the top here, and then I pulled this section out a little bit as well. Again, not all the way off, but just enough to get this rod down, fished the rod down, brought it out down the bottom here. So now, where is it? I'll be able to connect this. I'll just tape it to the rod there, pull it up to here, and then bring it out here again, put the rod in again at the top, fish it up to here, and then I'll be in there and over. That's the plan anyway. So without taking it all off, I have been able to get my rod in, which is pretty decent, and hopefully that'll finish it off. All right, so for a path of least resistance, what I've done is butted up the cable to the end of my rod and taped it on like that. Hopefully then when I pull it through, it'll come out nicely just about here. Okay, so we've already hit a snag. Right, there we go. Got it through to here. Now I'll put the rod again. To be fair, I don't even think I need the rod now. If I just take the tape off of here, I'll try and push it up there by hand. You just pull this back. Pull that back by hand now and squeeze her in. Just got it to there. And now I think from the back of the van, I'll be able to put a rod down the top and grab it there. There we go. There you go. So you couldn't quite see on the video that last bit. What I did was pull this back just by hand, because I've loosened it already, and then got that up to there. And now what I'm going to try and do again with my rod, and I've already taken the bulkhead out of the van, is fish the rod down here, which should lead to there. Go. Right, we've now got our cable through into the back of the van. The rest should be easy, getting it to the back, and then we've got to drill the actual camera in, which will be a bit more challenging, but yeah, a bit of an easy run for a bit. So because I'm now going to be pulling the cable through the van, what I've done is just connected the end of it up to the module so that I don't pull too much and start pulling the end of it through. Right, so I've got the cable in the ceiling now, and what I've done, instead of following where this existing cable is going for the lights for the van, which I'm going to have to deal with later, what I've done is from inside the cabin area, what I've done is brought it up and behind the bulkhead here, over the top of there, and now I'm taking it over the top of these struts as well, so that when I put this insulation and the ceiling up, it's totally out of the way. It's not going to get in my way, And I know that I don't have to think about it after it's done. Right, so next up what I've done is run my cable through to here. I'm just leaving it there for now. And I've taken the brake light off the top of the van. To get to it, I had to take this off. There was a couple of torque screws, one in there, one in there. Removed them, and the brake light came off the roof. It's got these clips on it. You just pull it up, lever it up, and it came off. And then, the next thing I did was get this plate that came with the kit. It's a 10 plate. Goes in here, push it snug forwards, no gaps around it, nice and snug. And then with the drill bit that came with the kit as well, pre-drilled that hole, that hole, that hole, and then a pilot hole, the one in the middle. And I drilled it out the full size, because what happens next is the camera cable goes through there. It's got this seal on it here, and then, sorry, this metal plate, 10 plate, goes back on there to hold the screws. The camera is now fixed to the light and it's ready to go back on. So that template that comes with the light, I've left that on there. I've used the washers, put the screws in, the pre-drilled holes, and then there's this seal here that I've tucked into the plastic part of the lamp. This cable needs to be connected to a VISA cable, which is hanging down from there. So I'm going to pop this back on the top. All these clips will go in. I've then got 2 screws to put in either side of there, again from the underside of the van. And once that's done, we should be hooked up. There is a light switch as well, which I unplugged when I took the lamp off. So obviously that needs to go back in. That goes in just here and then pushes back down. So that clips back in on the top really nicely, really easily. Got my plug, my previous plug. I'll connect them together, roll up all this excess and push it into the hole, put this light back on, and we're golden. So I've pulled all that through, got it through there to there. I've cable tied it up nice and tight. Just do the final connection now. And make sure that that's in there tight, because these aren't the best connections. Then I'm going to hide this in the bulkhead there. When I come to insulate it, I will probably pull this out and re-cable tie it a bit better, but I haven't got cable tie on me right now. So this is just a bit temporary. Put the inside light back on. And there you go. Right, last thing to do now is basically jump in the front, turn the ignition on, see if we show up on the display and see if we've got it working. Let's check it out. All right then, moment of truth. Van's on, so pretty much all you need to do is put it into reverse and we should, there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Have the camera. You can adjust the tilt, I think, ever so slightly.
Whoa.
So if you want it to look a little bit higher, have less of the door, you can do that. But there you go, it works.
I'm impressed.
Happy days. To be fair, the quality is not the best.
No, but why would it be that?
It's good enough. Yeah. Out of reverse into neutral or first or whatever, and it goes away. Back into reverse. Now that it's all up and running, the last thing to do, which I'm not going to do right now because I've got to rush off, but the last thing to do is, if you come and have a look at this, the module down here needs to be taped up or cable tied up under the dash, under there, with all the other bits and bobs. So that's got to be put up in there nice and tidy, but there you go. Empirical in-car reversing camera. It was a bit daunting to begin with, but persevered, figured it out, and now it's up and running. So yeah, thanks for watching. Next up on the van build, we're going to be putting the sound deadening in, probably as well as in the back. I want to take the seats out, put it under the seats, take the covers off the side of the doors, put it in the doors, get it absolutely everywhere, because we're not going to be having a partition in the van. So yeah, that's the one I'm going to be tackling next. Cheers.